If negotiating a mini roundabout was akin to eating this delicious biscuit, dealing with a double mini roundabout will be just as easy as eating another. However, most inexperienced drivers tend to try to deal with both mini roundabouts at the same time, which is a somewhat harder, if a little bit of an impossible task. That's going to ruin my lunch. Trying not to think about the second roundabout when you are approaching the first will make the process a lot easier. Another cause for confusion is the sign for double mini roundabouts. It's not uncommon for my customer to spend all their time approaching the double roundabout system thinking about the sign. Therefore, when they get to the roundabout, they're normally too fast and in the wrong gear, completely unprepared for the junction. It's important to know that you are always starting from this line at the bottom of the sign. Then you simply need to decide which way you need to go at each roundabout to get to your destination. For example, if you wanted to go to the town centre on this sign, the first roundabout will be right and then the second roundabout will be left. As you approach the roundabout, all you need to remember is right then left. Here is another example. To go to the town centre, you need to go left, then straight. And in this example, you need to go ahead and then right to go to town. A very common mistake my customers make is to fail to orientate themselves to the second roundabout when they're trying to decide which way to go. This may sound fairly complicated, but is actually quite straightforward. If you look at this sign, you could be forgiven for thinking that the town centre is right and then straight, because from your current orientation, it is straight. But you need to remember that once you have gone right at the first roundabout, you are now heading in a different direction, and therefore the town centre is no longer straight, but actually left. This is the most common cause for my customers going the wrong way during the driving test. If you do go the wrong way, don't worry, don't panic. You won't fail the driving test if you are still safe. I would also recommend staying slow when you're between the two roundabouts. This should give you more time to negotiate the second one. I also get my customers to stay in first gear when they're first trying out double roundabouts until they start to feel more confident with them. Signalling is the same as any other mini roundabout, except you would generally signal for the next roundabout when you are on the current roundabout, as you don't have much time between the two. Another problem with double mini roundabouts is the short road connecting the two roundabouts, which is likely to get blocked by a queue of cars. If this is the case, wait at the first roundabout until there is room for you in the connecting road. Try to avoid blocking any of the roundabouts, as you will make the traffic worse. This is particularly a problem on double mini roundabouts with no connecting road, as there is very little space between the roundabouts. It's normally best to make sure the car in front has cleared both roundabouts before you enter the first roundabout. Here's an example of a sign for a double mini roundabout with no connecting road. To take this exit, you will need to go left at the first roundabout. For this exit, you need to go right at the first and then left at the second. And for this exit, you need to go right at the first and ahead at the second roundabout. There are some junctions with 3 or more mini roundabouts arranged in a circle around some land. In my experience, there are typically 5 roundabouts. These junctions are often referred to as magic roundabouts, or the Olympic rings for obvious reasons. Don't confuse this land to be a roundabout. it isn't and doesn't bear any relevance for who you need to give way to. For example, you can normally go both ways around this land, but a roundabout is strictly one way. On junctions with many mini roundabouts, treat all the mini roundabouts individually as you would do if there was only two. When you're on these complex junctions, try your best not to think too far ahead. In doing so will make you neglect the current roundabout you're on and make you lose your position and possibly go too fast. And try not to look at all the cars on the roundabout, as this just looks like a complete disaster. You only need to look at your give way line and the cars you need to give way to. When you're feeling more confident, you can start to look for any shields who may also give you an opportunity. Watch my other video on mini roundabouts to find out more about shields and how they can help you. Only consider crossing the give way line when you're comfortable with your decision. Once you have decided to go, turn your attention to the next give way line. Then you simply repeat this process until you have finished the whole junction. Normally the hardest thing about these systems is knowing which way to go. If you look at the sign, it's all very complicated with many different exits and hard to orientate yourself for which way you need to go at each roundabout. So even if you try to look at the sign, you probably wouldn't have time to take in all the information. But nevertheless, let's take a look at one of these signs and see how they work. As usual, you are coming from the line at the bottom of the sign. If you want to go to somewhere, you would simply go left and then left again. To get to nowhere, you would go left, right, and then left. To get to over there, you wouldn't want to go left at the first roundabout, although you could do this, but it would mean you would have to go left, right, right, and then left. This is 4 roundabouts. It would be easier to go right, left, and then right, as this is only 3 roundabouts. And to get to anywhere, simply go right and then right again. I would recommend not spending too much time figuring out which way to go. Instead, put most of your effort into being safe. If you go the wrong way, it's not going to make too much difference to your day. But if you weren't safe and you were to maybe collide with another car, that's going to make a big difference to your day. It's going to stay on your insurance for 5 years, and it would also probably dent your confidence somewhat too. That's all for this one. Please subscribe to get my future videos, send me a like if you like it, and comment for any videos you want to see in the future.